Hey YouTube, what is good? So I'll be joining you during this behind the scenes footage from a shoot we've had with the awesome Daria. Now the goal was to create some daylight balanced images, so really soft light, really not really directional but really soft light. So one way to do it is to use two big lights or just one light and use some V-flats. So that was the case we've been using. So you can see two custom-made backdrops by myself attached to the attachment system normally used for wooden paper rolls, but we combined them in like a 90-degree angle. And I'm explaining to Daria where her perfect position is in this corner. So on this shot, you can see us using a fan. Why do we use a fan? Well, that's pretty simple. If we use a fan, everything gets a little bit more glam. So the hair waves, the dress gets a little bit more volume. The only problem with that was where the corner is from the backdrops. You can see it opening up by the pressure of the wind. Now, lighting wise, you can see that I got a deep octa on a boom tripod on the right side, camera right, and on the left side you can see two V-flats, which are just like two normal styrofoam boards painted white. And to keep them straight up, we've put them in cycling racks so that we can have them just stand up without any tripod or any need for it. So Daria is just posing and I'm taking images and it's coming straight into a screen where she can follow it, unless I have the styrofoam board in front of it. But she's just like messing around with the dress, making sure that it flows nicely with the wind in the direction we want it to go. And yeah, that's about it in regards of lighting. So we've got the deep octa flashing into the V-flats and this bounces back into her, which creates that really soft light. Now you can see me fiddling around because I wanted to try something sitting, but apparently it was not as easy as I thought to make things work when she was sitting, because you need triangles to make something interesting in an image. So I was doing it for her, like, hey, sit like this, look at over there. So we tried some different things. But because of the dress and because every model has a good and a bad side, the opening from the dress was on the wrong side in regards of the face. So that was like looking around for it. Here I'm moving the styrofoam aside so that she can actually see what we're doing. So we changed the direction again, and this direction works really nice because then you have the long legs going into the image, the triangles from the elbows and the arms, and then you have a long dress just laying flat over there. The only problem is, if you want to keep space on one side, you have to keep in mind that, yeah, she's looking to the wrong direction when it comes to giving negative space in an image. After the blue dress, we changed things up and we went for a red dress, a red long dress with a big open split for the legs to make her really long. We've also changed it to just one backdrop instead of the corner. And yeah, she's just posing. You can still see the apple boxes on the right side, which are painted black. And I'm telling her like, hey, make sure you make an S-curve. Try to lift your hip a bit so you get a little bit more volume and a little bit more S-line going through your body. And then she's, yeah, just doing some shots. So also, like I'm telling her here, don't put your elbow too high. And again, once we have the light dialed in, we went to the big fan again to make it a little bit more pop. So the dress gets a little bit more opened up with volume. The hair gets a little bit of that swag going on. I'm shooting this with the Nikon D850 combined with the 70-200 and the 24-70. Now for these shots, they are pretty close. Yeah, it was the 70-200, and this is what happens when models don't see me looking. They just like talk to the camera. But I wanted to keep it in there just to show you guys that the mood is pretty chill when we're shooting. So here, the goal was to create some backlit images. So we got Daria standing there in like a cozy living room style. And behind this V-flat, there's actually another octabank which goes over the top of the backdrop so that it creates that nice feathering light, soft light. But if you give it a second, I will do like a walkthrough from the scene with the camera. So here you can see the angle from my point of view. So again, it's just like two tripod stands up with the normal backdrop attached to it, and you can see it going. And here you can see me doing a walkthrough. So you can see two V-flats, a fan, Daria, and then the backdrop. But behind the backdrop, there's another octabox. Here you can see it clearly, which goes straight into those two white V-flats so that it bounces light back into Daria. So we got two V-flats, the fan, and then we have another one on top pretty high, which strobes into the V-flat, which makes the light come in directional into her from the front. And here we did some other things, just like a normal bodysuit going on, and then she was sitting down. The only problem with this was that it was pretty small in regards of her, and this was shot with the 2470. Keeping that in mind, 2470 gives distortions near the edges, so you can already see here by just filming it that the feet get really stretched. So that's something to keep in mind when you're doing this. Don't put like faces, your hands, foot next to an edge when you're using the 2470. So that's about it. And yeah, if you guys and girls got any questions about this setup or something, feel free to let me know. Hit that notification bell, and then I'll see you when I see you. Ciao, ciao.